Thursday. I hope you all are having an amazing weekend. I don't know about you, but I needed a good weekend. So I'm so excited about this weekend. Thank you all so much for being with me. Hey, Ella, thanks so much for joining. I so appreciate you being with me on this journey and thank you for sharing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. So, those of you that are first joining us, that's what I want you to do. Say hello to me in the comments so that I can know that you are here. Hey, Craig, thanks so much for joining. And then after you shout out and say hello and have me say hello back to you, make sure that you share this with someone. It is a beautiful Saturday here. It's a little overcast and I think we might get some rain here in Florida. But other than that, God has been good to us. And so I'm so excited for those of you that are watching me live or that may watch on the replay. My name is Cheryl Thomas. I am a minister, best-selling author, and certified Christian life coach, and we are on a journey. Yes, we are on the 30-day Get Your Life Challenge. Hey, April, thanks so much for joining. Pleasure to see you here today. So we are spending the entire month of September getting our lives all the way together, making sure that it lines up with what God has in mind for us, making sure that our minds and our hearts are open to receive God's best, and that we live with an expectation of great things happening. So before we even start today, I want to know, are you living in expectation? Are you expecting great things to happen for you, in you, through you? Are those some of the things that you are putting before God? Are you asking Him to raise and to lift your level of expectation? That's what it means to get your life all the way together. So I'm so excited to be on this journey with you, whether you are watching with me on YouTube, whether you are on Facebook, whether you are on Instagram. I am so happy to have you here. And if you are on any of those platforms and you haven't either followed me on Facebook or Instagram, or if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I'm going to ask you to do that now before we jump into our challenge for today. And yet I love, April says, absolutely living with expectation that God is going to do exceeding. That means more than abundantly, beyond all that we can ask or think it. I don't know if y'all are like me, but I can ask a lot. I have big thoughts, I have big ideas, I have big aspirations. And just to know that God can exceed every thought that I have, that He can exceed every desire that I could have, that it is His desire to do it. Not just He can do it, but that is His desire to do that. Just makes my heart smile and it makes me happy. And so let's jump into, hi, my mommy is joining. Hey, mommy, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for joining. Everybody, when you come in, be sure to share as well. And I want to jump into our topic on today. On yesterday, we talked about what it meant to write something down, all of the hopes and dreams that we've had for God. Hey, Val, thanks so much for joining, and thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. What that means, to take all those ideas that we had in our hearts and our minds and to put them on paper and to be able to look at them and to pray over them. That was one of our assignments on yesterday, was to write it down. Remember, I think I gave you 3 things to do yesterday, and y'all helped me remember. I know one was to write it down, one was to pray over it, and there was one more thing. And so if y'all can help me remember what I said on yesterday, but that's what we were doing on yesterday when we were writing that down, those big hopes and dreams. And we talked about 2 things that we wanted God to do for us. One was exclusively for us. God, this is something I just want you to do for me. It is not to bless the nations. I just want you to do this particular thing for me. And then we talked about one thing that was going to bless the earth and to bless the kingdom, and to write those things down and put those before the Lord, and then to pray over them. And on today, we're going to talk about what I call get to stepping. And this is day 11. And even though this is on day 11, it doesn't have to happen like that quickly, because this is what I have learned, is that when I have a desire in my heart for something to do, whether it is kingdom oriented or whether it is me personally oriented, that I'll have to sit with that thing and I'll have to pray over that thing. I'll have to ponder over that thing. I'll have to think about, thank you, April. Give a deadline. I appreciate you. That just escaped my mind. Thank you for helping me remember that. I appreciate you. Those were the three things I said to do: to write it down, give it a deadline, and then pray about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed that one step. And so today, when I talk about get to stepping, what I have noticed with myself is a lot of times I can talk myself out of the things that I want to do. Is there anybody else like me? Like the thing that I'll have in my heart, the thing that I'll have in my mind, I have allowed my brain to be expanded and to think big. And then I start getting afraid, wondering if it'll happen. And I'll talk and I'll walk it back and I'll talk myself out of it. Like, well, Sherry, well, maybe that's too much. Maybe you're asking too much. Maybe that's being greedy. Maybe you should just walk that back. Maybe you should make it smaller. And so a lot of times I'll talk myself out of it. And the only thing that, thank you, Ella, for not leaving me out there by myself. Ella said that's her also. Because, I'll get inspired by something that said, yes, God, I'm believing you to do blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be like, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Hey, Lori, thanks so much for joining. Maybe he will do it. Maybe he won't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, April, for tuning in. For chiming in as well. And so I'll just start talking myself out of it. And before you know it, a year has gone by or 2 years has gone by. I took my daily walk today. I hadn't done that in a while because just in Florida, it's been too hot to do my walks, but it was a little overcast today, so it wasn't as hot. And so I did my walk today. And when I was coming back, hey, Sharon, thanks so much for joining. When I was coming back from my walk, I started, putting my mind to, I said, okay, I'm getting ready to jump online and talk to my ladies about getting your life. And so I was like, these two things that I have before God, I could feel in myself me walking it back. And then when I did that, I said, well, Lord, no, I sense myself doing it again. Don't let me do that again. Let me believe you for exactly what I want. This is what I want. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know, but I'm not going to pull back from what I have in my heart, what that desire is. So I was just praying, Lord, don't let me push back this time. Don't let me downgrade my dream this time. Help me to hold my foot to the fire and to do the work and to do the praying, to do the pondering, to do the preparing that's necessary to achieve it. Don't let me keep pushing back and saying, well, maybe not this or maybe not all the way that. No, this is what I want. And so those two things that I'd been praying, God, the thing that I want personally and the thing that I want for kingdom, I was like, Lord, I just need you to tell me how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I need you to show me how to do it. And so when I say get to stepping, I want you to do one thing that's going to bring you closer to that goal. And I'll give you all one of my the things that I want personally, and I told you all earlier this month that I'm praying God for, is a new vehicle. Now y'all know I have in my mind what I want. Y'all know, and I was like, well, nah, maybe that's too much. Maybe I should back off of that. That might be whatever. And so and that was the thing when I was doing my daily walk today that I was starting to kind of push back on. I was like, well, Lord, maybe that's too much. And, I was like, maybe it doesn't have to be brand new. Maybe it could just be like, kind of, sort of new, new as far as in, close 1 or 2 years. And then I just stopped myself. I was like, no, I want it new. Okay, I don't know how you're going to do it, Lord, but I just want it new. That's what I want. And I want it this way. Yeah, and I want it fully loaded. And I want it like this. This is what I want. And so as I'm talking and I'm walking, I'm saying, okay, so what are the steps? What am I going to do? I'm going to research how much it costs. I don't even know how much what I want costs. Isn't that crazy, y'all? I have not sat down long enough to say, well, what would it cost for me financially to get this? Okay, so I said, I'm going to get online and I'm going to figure out how much it costs. Not just, the Is it 50,000? Is it 60,000? Whatever it is. How much does it cost fully loaded? Yes. How much does it cost if I want it fully loaded? Not just the base model. How much is insurance for the kind of vehicle that I want? Because that's a cost too. What is maintenance like on this kind of vehicle that I want? Yes, thank you for the testimony. Sharon said he did it for her after 22 years. A to the man, I'm believing for. So what does it cost to maintain it? What's it going to be to have, oil changes on this? What's it going to be if I need, because I remember the last car that I had was an Acura, and one of the headlights went out on this Acura. And so I went to say, well, let's go get it fixed. And they told me it was $1,000. No, it was 1,000 or 1,200. I was like, oh, for a light, for a headlight. Like, so if this new vehicle that I have in my mind, what's it going to cost if something breaks down? Cannot not just afford, Lord, I don't want just the money for payments or just to buy the car outright. I want to know, what's it going to cost me to own this vehicle, to drive this vehicle, to get off a car lot with this? What is the full cost of it? So I want you to, whatever it is, I remember Ella talked about, your business. You talked about higher education. What is it going to cost? And what are you going to do to find out? Get online. Okay, how much is it going to cost to get this advanced degree? How much time is it going to take to get this advanced degree? What is it going to take to get what I say I want? Take a step. Don't allow yourself to get so bogged down in fear and anxiety that you don't do anything. So take a step today. I don't care how small the step is. Just take one. Every day, take a step. So today for me, it may be just, looking online to see how much it costs, see what the cost over years may be. Oh, I love that. Ella says her retirement vehicle, researching now. Absolutely, research it. And then after researching it, I remember wanting a certain kind of car. I'd only seen it like on TV or seen it in person passing by. I had never driven it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go take it for a test drive. I took it for a test drive. I was like, I don't like this car anymore. I like the way this car looks, but I don't like the way it drives. I don't like the way I feel in it. And so my next step may be, after I've done all this research, let's go take this car for a test drive. Do I like it more than the physical appearance of that car on the road? Do I like myself in it? A lot of times we'll have dreams for so long, and then when we get what it is we've said we've been hoping and dreaming for, we're like, oh, this is not what I thought. Because I drove that car around. Me and my sisters, we went out to this dealership and we drove the car, and we were like, this is a pretty car on the road, but this is not the answer. And so I've got to, take those steps. Absolutely, Sharon. She says, eat the elephant one day at a time, one step at a time. Yep. So step by step, those small steps add up. And a lot of times we're trying to leapfrog into success instead of taking baby leaps. A little leap every day, a little leap every day, a little leap every day for 365 days will get you where you want to go. So you see all these other people and they're telling you to make all these big steps, just a leap a day. Whatever your faith can handle for that day, just take a leap a day, a little step a day. Just keep going, and you will soon see after that time that you will be exactly where you want to be. So today I'm just going to implore you to take one step. I'm not even going to tell you to take a lot of steps. Take one step. And then tomorrow, take another step. And then on Monday, take another step. Just every day, one step after the other. Put one foot after the other. Instead of trying to take the elevator to success that does not exist, take the staircase, because you'll gain the muscle that you need as you go up in elevation. As the atmosphere changes, as God elevates you, you'll need the breath and the wind and the strength it takes to even live on that level. So I'll have to shift some of my thinking, because I'm used to right now my money being my money. But if I get a car, that's if I get it a different way, because I'm praying for a whole nother way to get this car. So y'all touch and agree with me on the way that I'm praying for, being able to actually walk in what you say you want, to walk in what you say that you are believing God to do. Because the thing that I am asking God to do for me for kingdom is huge. It is huge. It is huge. And I just need the guidance from God. And so I need y'all to be praying and undergirding me in that effort. It'll be great for the body of Christ as a whole. And so I'll need the courage and the strength and the wisdom to pull that together. So take a step. Do not let the day go by, September the 11th, that we are praying and we all know what September 11th means for the country, what we experience that, but we can mark also in our personal lives September 11th, 2021 as the year and the day that God start moving us toward purpose and destiny, because we will write it down and we will have something in our coffer, something written down. When I showed you my journal on yesterday, written down that this is a step I took on September the 11th, 2021, that I am now, let's say January the 1st, 2022, walking in the manifestation of. So if you take a step every day, I promise you, you will get where you want today. So that is my assignment for you today, is just to take a step. God is going to be stepping with you. You do not have to take this step by yourself. Make sure that you take him with the journey, on the journey with you, and you'll get to where you want to go. God bless you. I love you all with the love of the Lord. And as I always do, before we jump off, I'm going to ask you to share this. I know several of you have already done it, but those of you that have not, shared this with your family and friends on whatever social platform that you are on, so that they will have the benefit of the ministry that we're giving on these 30 days to get your life. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 5. Mwah! Love you much.